Hi guys, thank you very much for joining the live stream, or for those of you who are watching the recording, thank you very much as well. Today I have two different cameras, one here for Facebook, one here for YouTube. So if I'm like switching my eyesight, please bear with me. That's the reason. And today's topic will be about moving to the Czech Republic as a family. So I'll talk about different topics like who is considered a family member, if you want to increase the chances of getting the family approved, how you should do it in the best way, what actually the family members can apply for in terms of long-term visa, long-term residence permit, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of that. And one important thing, as you know, if you've watched the last couple live streams, is that I will no longer be doing Q&As here during the live streams. I will go through the topic itself, and then I will go to my TikTok and I will be doing Q&As on TikTok, because I was listening to your comments and most of you were saying that like the 45 or 1 hour videos were too long on YouTube. So I want to shorten it and make it more effective for you and more useful. And then I'll be doing live Q&As on TikTok. So once I finish the live stream, please join me on TikTok and I'll be doing a live stream Q&As there as well. But let's go into the topic right now. So if you want to move to the Czech Republic as a family, it usually works the way that there is one main applicant, and that main applicant applies for some type of visa or residence permit. In the most cases, it's an employee card or a blue card, but it can also be any other type of visa or residence permit. So it can be a student visa or student residence permit. It can be the other purpose of stay. It can be basically anything, any type of long-term visa or residence permit. Okay, so there is this main applicant, and then the main applicant wants to bring their family members, who are considered family members. In general, like the easy process is for family members which are close, which means spouse, so wife or husband, and kids. Many clients want to bring, especially our clients from India, want to bring their parents as well. But unfortunately, that's not really easy to do. It's possible if they meet some requirements, but basically the requirements generally are that one of them has to be dead, which is kind of a stupid requirement. But if you want to bring parents, it's very difficult. But if you want to bring spouse or kids, that's actually pretty simple. If you want to increase your chances, how to do that? So generally advice would be that the main applicant gets approved first, and then the family members apply afterwards. Okay, because if the Czech Republic generally is very closed, and like Czech government doesn't really want any foreigners here. That's like how they show up, and they do everything like to prevent people from moving here. But what is very significant for the Czech Republic is family. So if one of you already gets the visa or residence permit approved, then the chances of family members getting their visa approved is basically 100%. Of course, nothing is 100% with the ministry, and you as well need to like provide all the documentation required in the correct form and translate it, apostille, super legalize all that. But as long as you do everything properly, then you will be approved, because one of you is already living here and then just the family wants to move in. So that's pretty straightforward process and pretty simple visa to get approved, or with the highest chances. So generally, I would recommend to first get the main applicant approved, and only once the main applicant is approved, apply for the family members. But you don't have to do it this way. You can all technically apply at the same time. So the main applicant plus spouse plus 2 kids. It might just cause some complications in the process. I mean that like it will probably not cause denial, but it might cause some delays, because the ministry might look more into details to the main applicant. Like, okay, will they be earning enough money to provide for the whole family? Are not there any problems with the company? Because if you move alone or if you apply alone, It's not that complicated, but if you apply and you bring in another 3 members of the family, it's a different story, because you need to be making enough money, you need to work in a stable company, or you need to have like a very good business plan. So the ministry looks at it a bit differently. Also, family members can never be approved before the main applicant. So also the family members will anyway be approved later. Sometimes it's like right after the main applicant. So sometimes it's like a couple days, a week. But sometimes it can be even like a couple of weeks, or sometimes even months, because usually the family members are not being approved by the same person as the main applicant. So from all these perspectives, it's generally better if the main applicant gets approved first and then brings the family, but it doesn't have to be done that way only. And now, if you're already approved, or if you're not approved and you want to apply all together, what can the family members apply for? And this is one of the most confusing things for most of you who are watching me or who communicate with me, because I don't know where it's written online, but there are probably some blogs which say that your family cannot come here sooner than after some time, like after half a year or 15 months or whatever. That's a bullshit. Or to be more accurate, it's not bullshit, but it's only partially true. Because there are 2 types of family reunification you can apply for in the Czech Republic. And that is a long-term visa with the purpose of family reunification, and then a long-term residence permit with the purpose of family reunification. And they have different rules and different advantages and disadvantages. First thing, I'll start with a long-term visa with the family reunification purpose of stay. The great advantage of that is that you can apply anytime. So you can all apply at the same time, or if the main applicant has been just approved, then the family members can apply right away. There is no waiting time. So let's say a main applicant got an employee card approved, family members can apply immediately. They don't have to wait for anything, okay? In case of the long-term residence permit, there are some stricter rules or some different rules. So for example, if the main applicant got a student visa approved or student residence permit, then the family members cannot apply for the residence permit earlier than after 15 months of the main applicant being in the Czech Republic. Similarly, if the main applicant has an employee card approved, family members cannot apply for a long-term residence permit earlier than after 6 months. So there are some limitations, but it only applies to the residence permit, to the card. If they want to apply for a visa, then there is no limitation and they can apply anytime, even like the same time as the main applicant or like the first day after the main applicant has been approved. Okay, that's very important to understand. There are no limitations for when you can apply for the long-term visa as a family member. Okay, that's one thing. Second thing is the difference. The main difference, or one of the main differences is, and that's also one of the questions I get the most, or in general in Move to Prague we get it the most, can my spouse work? Okay, there is a big difference between the visa and the residence permit. So if you get the visa, the long-term visa, that's a sticker in your passport, as a spouse, you cannot work. The visa doesn't allow you to work. Of course, you can get a trade license, for example, and you can work as a freelancer, or if you find a job, you can switch to an employee card or a blue card. That's all good. That's all possible. But you cannot work just with the visa. You can work potentially with a long-term residence permit. So in some cases, you need to weigh what is more important for you. So either you want your spouse or kids to come basically with you, or slightly later. In that case, and it doesn't matter if they can work or not. In that case, apply for the visa, because the visa, you can apply anytime. You don't have to wait for anything. It's easy to get approved and it's pretty fast process. If, on the other hand, you don't really care when your spouse comes, but you want them to be able to work immediately, then of course it might be worth waiting for the amount of time they have to wait based on the main applicant's residence permit. So either no time, that's for the blue card, or 6 months for the employee card holders or 15 months for any other types of visa residence permit. But then when they get the residence permit approved, they can start working immediately. So I did another video like describing all these differences, but I think it's just important for you to understand that if you see online that your family cannot come earlier than after like some amount of time, it's either bullshit or it's just like incomplete information. They cannot come under the long-term residence permit, under the residence card, but they can come under a long-term visa. They might just not be allowed to work. So this was the main thing. Let me see if I forgot anything. So who is considered a family member, what they can apply for, visa residence permit, what are the pros and cons, when they can apply, and how to increase your chances. So I covered all these topics. So hopefully this was useful. And as you know from the previous live streams, I will now go to my TikTok and I will be doing live Q&As. I used to do it here, but then it extended the live stream to like 45 minutes or 1 hour, and no one was really watching that. And I wanted to be like interesting for people, so I decided to go live on my TikTok and do Q&As there. So guys, if you're not following me on TikTok, please do. It's Jan_Kalina. My first name _ second name. You find me there. You'll find this the same photo as I have everywhere. So find me there, and I'll be there in 2 minutes, and I'll be doing live Q&As there.